Oh, hello everyone. Welcome to Totally Local. It's your local lovely podcast full of colorful characters and entrepreneurial businesses. It's hard to say that word. Hi, Leo.
Hi,
You're back.
I'm back
You're back and better than ever.
and better than ever. Yeah, I'd agree.
So, yeah, here we are
It's
on
been
our
a
show.
while.
It's been so long. Let me cut this out. I gotta get a soundboard app, but for now,
No, you don't dance until the end.
sorry. Okay, I won't dance to the end.
What a hard cut. That was a hard.
Because I don't have the fade out.
You
Because
can take the volume and like slide
want me
the
to sit here and
button.
hit the button?
Well,
It's you know what? It's just too much. It's just too much at this point. I just want to get to the show. We're off to a late start here. Oh, what's up, Mike McHenry? Boom.
hey, Mike.
He's just on there, and I love seeing. I love knowing that there's people out there just waiting to go. Sorry for the delay, Mike. We had some other podcasters in here. They were casting hard. They were casting real hard, and it took them a while to get out of here.
Let's
So,
not talk about that because they may be on our show.
They
soon.
might be. They might be.
I'm wearing their sticker. It's 555
Strength.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They also could probably beat us up.
Oh, definitely. They could snap us in half. He was talking about doing. I was talking about because springtime. I've really kind of motivated myself to start doing actual exercise.
You're getting about as skinny as I am.
My goal was to fix my diet, and then now my next goal is I wanna be.
Oh,
Going
do you want to be?
ripped.
Should we be not only podcast hosters together, but also workout buddies?
Gym buddies. You
Yeah.
want to really want to get into it?
Yeah, I
don't know if I
mean-
can keep up with whatever routines you're gonna get into.
I barely do anything.
Well, then what-
I just walk around listening to music and
the
singing out loud.
the first step was getting healthy. For example, drinking lovely kombucha from lovely companies such as Fine Health Kombucha.
Hi, Fine Health Kombucha.
Oh, it's so good. I'm about to dive right into this rosemary mint.
It's got a little guck on the bottom.
That's
I think
all.
that means it's it's
That's the
good.
yeasty. Yeah, that's what. I don't know what you're supposed to do with the bottom of the kombucha stuff, but that's how
I
it
think you're
comes.
supposed to shake it.
No, you're not.
No, I made that
supposed to-
mistake.
You are not
I made
supposed
that
to shake
mistake
it.
on the show, and then it exploded everywhere.
You're definitely not supposed. Oh, Jimmy's listening too. Shout out to the amazing Jimmy.
Okay,
Lee.
we can't. Jimmy, hi, Jimmy.
We could shout him out.
Is that your brother, Jimmy?
Yeah.
Oh well, we have to shout out your
Yeah.
brother, Jimmy. But
I
this is
wanna
the
get
last
him
one.
I want to get him on the show, but he's like trying to catch a shooting star. It's really impossible because he's always moving and shaking. But he'll get down here eventually. He was born and bred in the area, and he knows a lot of things, a lot of crazy things. Anyway,
It's nice that I can kind of see comments and be a part of the whole
see.
feedback experience.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna try to pay more attention to it, and then I have been. But what happens is people comment on it later, and then you got to go in, you got to look at it.
Do people ever say, "I hate your show. It's the worst"?
Not the worst thing I got was the worst thing I ever saw was somebody wrote, Where the fuck is Ming and who the fuck is this guy? That was the worst thing I've ever seen.
Was it me?
No, it was some rando,
Well.
But now we're flying.
But now we're at episode 25. Hello, everybody.
Boom.
Welcome to our show,
Man, do you feel
episode
different?
25. I feel like I'm starting to get the rhythm. I'm starting to get the hang of this whole thing called
Yeah.
Totally Local.
You really took to it like a fish in water, just swimming around like totally natural, totally local.
I didn't have a life, so you've given me something to live for.
Yes, that's what the show's all about. Oh man, we really have been going totally. I didn't really know what to expect. I thought guests would come in, I'd talk to them, blah blah blah. But it really motivates you when you talk to people and they're doing stuff, and you're like, hey, I want to do stuff too. So you go out. You meet with your friends. You're more interested in what the hell you're doing as opposed to just sitting at home.
And you also want to, you want to come in every week and you want to do a good show for the people who listen. And people care about what's happening
Yeah.
locally in Monmouth County and Ocean County.
Yes, they do.
So it's fun to go out and explore. Boy, have we been exploring this last couple of weeks.
We have been, and I really didn't plan, I'd say, half of it. Things were thrust upon me that I had to just kind of go with the flow, and that's my middle name, so I was really enjoying all these little events. Do you want to check in with our friends?
So I have a new segment. Yeah, I want to do a
segment
little
time.
segment. Go ahead and play my segment music.
It goes do 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 do. Where are our friends? Exactly.
Thank you. I
Yes.
like you.
Yay.
All right, so
Past guests. Our
we've
friends.
had a couple of guests over the last few weeks. The first, and probably one of the I would say more talked about shows that we've done.
Mm-hmm.
Anthony D'Amato came by of Remember Jones episode 16. And this week, April 1st, he's celebrating 10 years of his weight loss journey.
It's amazing.
He talked about that on our show.
I didn't want to too because he talked about it. Forgive me, I can't remember the name of the podcast that he talked about it on, but he talked about it. It was all about like health, fitness, weight loss, all this stuff. So I figured he probably doesn't want to talk about it. People probably ask him all this shit all the time, but he was so open about it, and he knows how I think motivating it is for other people. You know, and
inspiring, for them to do the same thing.
And I can't stress it enough. It's really not, to me, my personal belief or opinion is that like it's not so much about the quantitative like, oh, I lost X, which is great, but it's more about the positive mindset and like just believing in yourself and not giving up and just sticking to it and having wonderful examples like Anthony out there that are just positive and going for it. And you know, made himself a healthier person.
I really do. What is it? Commend?
Yeah.
It's not recommend.
No.
It's commend.
You commend him.
I commend him. That's a lot of work. 10 years is a long time, and he actually said that he was 375 pounds. He's down 200 pounds. He's been down 200 pounds.
Wild.
That is like lots of weight.
That's a lot of weight.
And a lot of hard work. And so if you want to check out his before and after shots, go to his IG. Remember Jones, he's celebrating this week that 10-year mark. So give him some love on Instagram and get yourself some encouragement.
Also, Leo wouldn't know this, but it's on Facebook as well. And, Leo tried to sign up for Facebook, but he just couldn't bring himself to do it.
I really want to give to the people who listen to this show, and I thought by me being a part of the Facebook community and commenting on Facebook, that would be helpful to the show. I was on it for one day before I was like, I have to delete this account. I can't do it. I will keep with Instagram.
Yeah.
And I'll be here every week from now on.
Yeah, and I'll you know, when you can make it. No stress. No stress. Don't commit to something that, you know, is impossible.
Whenever I have some free time, I'll stop by. All right.
Yeah.
Episode 22. Do you remember who was here on episode 22?
Episode 22. Let's see. It's 25, 24, 23, 22. No, I don't remember who was here.
Wow. Mr. Angelo Gingerelli.
Oh, Angelo
the great
Gingerelli.
Angelo Gingerelli.
Yeah. What a great guest.
He invited us to Brighton Bar on the show, and I promised. I said, you know, I'm going to go.
He didn't believe you.
He didn't believe me. Well, guess what I did? I went to Brighton Bar Monday night following the recording of our show, and I went to watch him host their comedy night there, and he is way better than I thought. Mm-hmm. There's something that you have to be able to do as a comedian.
That's a pretty backhanded compliment.
I mean, no, I didn't know.
He is way better than I thought.
No, I mean, I thought he was going to be good, but he's just talented to a different level because
he was so quiet in here.
Which
I liked.
Before the show and after, he was really quiet. He comes on, he lights it up. He has great stories. He's very funny. Mm-hmm. I get to his comedy night. Obviously, I'm late. I get in. He's on stage every time somebody comes up, they do their set. He goes up and he makes jokes based off of what they said. And I'm like, that is real talent. To just be able to go there and go.
Well, that's what I mean, too. I don't mean that he was coming on here, was quiet, and I like that. What I mean is, like, he came on here and he was really personable. And it's like you meet some people and they're doing comedy or whatever they're doing, and they come out, like, finger guns blazing, like, oh, look at me, I'm a clowny clown. And he came on here and he was just kind of, like, just chill. He was just himself. But when he goes on stage, you know, he's just on.
He's on. He's really good at what he does.
Yeah.
Every Monday night, if you want to check him out or a bunch of comedians doing what they love to do, please go check out Brighton Bar in Long Beach.
Long Branch.
I was hoping I was going to.
I love the perspective, though, because we have me, who is like born in the area and I'm local, and you live in the area and you're local, so you're like learning these things, and I'm seeing you learn them, and it's It's a beautiful thing.
I'm trying.
You're not trying. You're doing it, my friend. You're getting up in there and you're doing it.
I want to give a quick nod to and it's going to be a crazy nod because I don't remember his name, but
I'm going to give a nod to a man I don't remember.
But it's a funny story. So where I'm there at the comedy club and one of the comedians gets up and he does a bit about our show. He had listened to our show and he had tons of, his brain is like a sponge. He just absorbed things that I had said, things that you had said, and he was recalling it for the audience and making jokes about our show. All positive, all in love. It was really great. I gave him a card to come on the show, but he never reached out. So
reach out, Mr.
If he reached out, I could give your name, but I can't. I'm sorry, I can't remember it. And then I definitely want to give. Does anybody know Brian St. John, a local comedian? He's really good. He's really dirty.
I like his name.
I'm afraid to invite him to go on the show because I think he'll just like talk about body parts that you should not talk about. But if you do get the opportunity to see, we'll do an X-rated show. If you do get the opportunity to see him, please check him out. Okay, and last, with catching up with our friends, episode 23. Do you remember who was on episode 23?
Episode 23 was Jen Hampton.
Okay, you're right.
Legendary. Asbury Park, like cornerstone. Without her, it would be boring as fuck around here.
You know, I saw her 2 days ago in Starbucks, and when she looked at me, she put her sunglasses on, pulled her hat down, and ran out.
We just saw her at the.
I know.
We just saw her
I was like, wait a minute. I just saw you a day before that.
Did she just like not? Maybe you didn't.
I don't know if she recognized me or not. I had a hoodie on.
Oh, you were probably all. Yeah, I don't think
I'm running away from that guy.
She definitely didn't look at you, put her sunglasses on, and run out though. She probably you had your hoodie on, looking all like what? Like all like the Unabomber?
I was just looking like a guy who needed to get some work done and.
You do have a face where if you don't want to deal with people or you're out where you just don't look like friendly at all.
That's
like,
not
you're
true.
Smiling now.
Nobody listened to what he's saying. He's lying.
You're smiling now, but if you catch Leo and he doesn't recognize you, or he's in one environment, he's not used to seeing you, and you catch him, he's like,
that's not true.
Scowly.
Maybe a little true. All right. Well,
we just saw Jen at the lovely parlor gallery.
Yeah, right. So she talked about it on our show, how she was going to have her spring exhibit called What's Up Buttercup, all things flowers, all things spring. And both of us managed to find ourselves in there.
Yeah, we both, I feel a certain duty now. I feel a duty that I have to go to events because Leo's stepping it up. And you kind of threatened me, I think, on that one. I was going to go, but I get a text from you right before. You better go.
Well, I couldn't go last minute, and so I was just telling you had to go to take my place because I couldn't go.
Well,
but I ended up being able to go at the last second.
We saw other, like I saw acquaintances of mine. It's a really interesting community, Monmouth County, Ocean County, Red Bank, Asbury Park. You go out and you see people. You know, and you see people and you know them and you have a network going on and you know, you it's interesting how it all builds up. So anyway, we were at the parlor gallery. I saw, you know, me and my lovely wife went out and we saw our friend Summer, and she introduced us to her friend, and her friends become our friends, you know, and our friends are now your friend. So Bob Ellis.
Yes.
And he's going to come on the show.
When's he coming on the show?
We have to just nail down.
Bob. Come on, Bob.
Come on, Bob.
Come on, Bob.
Bob,
better nail those dates, Bob.
Bob, give us a schedule, Bob.
Well, he'll be here, I'm sure.
He does something really cool. There's actually I think it's coming out today. He does a like video series, a docu-series where he meets people and he kind of puts a dinner together, like a pop-up dinner together. And then he like makes a show out of it.
I want to go to his pop-up. Do you think he'll let us go on his pop-up show dinner?
I mean, I was kind of like, I'm the type of creep that'll be like hinting at it with my eyes.
I'm not going to hint. I'm going to say, when am I going to get my invite for your pop-up show, Bob?
And it's on, I think it's on somewhere tonight. I'm looking it up right now, which is very unprofesh, but I'm doing it. Yeah, Bob Ellis of Ocean Grove talks to strangers, but unlike most, he goes one step further and invites these new friends over for dinner. In part 2 of his story, Ellis stages, cooks, and holds a Friendsgiving for 75 people. Wow, that's crazy. Premieres Wednesday, April 3rd at 8 p.m. I don't know where it's premiering, but it is premiering. And once I get more information, I will comment on the little comment section of this video on Facebook, and people will know.
You know I love free dinners.
I love camaraderie. I love meeting new people, and he like started interviewing. Like we met him. So our friend Summer introduced us, And we should have Summer on here too. She runs Yoga Peace Kula, which is a whole another thing we can get into later. But Bob started interviewing us. He's like, "Oh, what do you do? What are your favorite things? What is blah, blah, blah." He started like asking us all these questions. I'm like, "Hey, buddy, you want to be on our podcast? We're gonna ask you some questions." But that was very interesting. And then some artists, you got to be careful at Asbury Park because apparently, stuff goes down at Asbury Park. You were there.
I was there.
I guess we're not gonna mention the drunk guy going to the parlor gallery.
I don't know if you're talking about the guy that tried to ride one of the exhibits and the police had to come and take him away, or if you were talking about me sitting there talking about how I could have painted some of these things better.
I wasn't gonna say that. I wasn't gonna say that.
Because that's my eyes got wide. Like, don't say
nothing like that. I was talking to Jen. Nothing ever. And then you say it. Nothing ever like that happens. But yeah, guy drunkenly comes in, starts riding one of the exhibits, and then gets in a fisticuffs with one of the artists from out of town. And some people that I talked to are like, well, yeah, we want to keep it edgy in Asbury Park. So, it adds a good story. You got punched in the face. And
I walked in as the cops were all over the place. Yeah, that was but I think, that adds to the intrigue. Like, what's happening at the parlor gallery?
Yeah.
Well, you should have been there. You could have found out. You were actually in and didn't even know it was happening.
I'm just, I'm always just kind of oblivious when I'm walking around. I was so entranced by the art that I just didn't even notice. But yeah, no one. It was an incident, an accident. Something happened, and then the messed up thing is that these hoodlums come in, end up punching some guy. They punched an artist,
happen.
And then the cops show up, and then they can't do nothing. They can't arrest him.
Why?
Because then the guy, homeboy, would have to, press charges. He'd have to fill out some kind of a statement. Like, it's a whole thing. So nobody wants to deal with it. So this dude bro who was wearing like a sweatshirt with no shirt underneath, which I don't know who does that. I don't know what these kids are thinking these days. He just gets to go about his day. He just gets to go to the next bar. Like, oh, I punched somebody. I wrote a giant mantis sculpture and I punched somebody in the face, and there's no accountability.
I'll post pictures of the big praying mantis that he was riding.
It was a beautiful sculpture.
I didn't see him, but I
didn't see him either.
I'll definitely post a picture of that so everybody can enjoy it. But if you really want to see it, you should stop by the parlor gallery.
Yeah.
Jen would love nothing
loves
more than having some visitors.
And it's not the kind of thing we talked about it on that podcast, where it's not the kind of thing where you shouldn't go. You should go in and explore, learn about your local culture. Learn about what's going on around you. And Asbury Park is full of lovely. It's not just bars. There's other stuff going on. So get with it, people.
All right. What else have you been doing? I heard.
Through the grapevine.
So let's back up a little bit.
Beep. Beep.
We're doing this special on our show called the Coastline Tour.
Yeah.
It's about stops on the Coastline train for New Jersey Transit. And everywhere that there's a stop, we are visiting and learning about that town.
You came up with this, and
I'm just saying we, but it's really me.
Yeah, you came up with this, and I was wholeheartedly against it, and I must apologize here on the podcast because it was a great idea.
It's been fun. The very first stop was Red Bank. And one of the things that everybody said you have to go visit is Count Basie Theater. I could not get in. There was nothing happening, but I promised on the show that I would go back. I've read a list of events that were happening there, and I said, I'm going to go see Dane Cook. You guessed that it was either between Dane Cook,
Jesus Christ Superstar,
or Jesus, and I said I'm going to go see Dane Cook. So I actually went and I saw Dane Cook, but you secretly snuck into Count Basie this week as well. What were you doing?
I went to a show called. So I was invited. I was invited to go to a show called Experience Hendrix. And basically, what it is these people celebrating the life of Jimi Hendrix and the people that he inspired. And so I was invited to go, and I was invited by my in-laws. Thank you very much, in-laws. Rich and Dolores, thank you very much for inviting.
Are they listening?
They might be. I don't know. My mother-in-law listened last week. She commented a lot. It was pretty funny, but so she listened to a little bit of last week's wacky episode. So I don't know if she's listening right now, but if she is, hello and thank you. Tell
you
Rich
have a very lovely daughter.
Yes, I lucked out. So thank you for that. Thank you for these tickets. So anyway, the Experience Hendrix. So they tell me about the show that they're going to, and I'm like, oh, it's probably just some whatever rando guitarist. And I start looking at the list, and it's like Johnny Lang, Taj Mahal, Dave Mustaine, Joe Satriani. There's all these like big guitar names. I'm probably forgetting a couple, but like, you know, it was really cool. Joe Satriani like ended the show. Everybody was great. Everything was awesome. He does a little too much like, I don't know, whammy bar.
Let me tell you something about Joe
wankery. What?
I have always said that Joe Satriani
Mm-hmm.
is the greatest guitar riffer of all time.
Oh, he kills it, but
And
it's too much like. Wee, wee,
That's
wee,
okay. Go, Joe.
wee,
No.
wee. Does that kind of stuff. The whammy with the whammy bar. The whammy
Listen,
bar.
there's this episode of American Dad.
Mhm.
And I don't really remember all the details, but they do this. They play off the whole one of like Joe Satriani's most famous like songs,
Mhm.
and I love it. If you can catch it, you Google it.
Dolores
it's awesome,
is listening,
but
by the way.
that's oh hi Dolores.
Yeah, and hey, Mike DeGeorge is listening. Ken Pollan's on there. Hello, everyone.
That is he's the best, and that's
He's
all I know about
known-
him is that Family Guy episode, and that's all I need to know to know that he is the best guitar riff of all time.
When I like to call it Whoopi's greatest hits. When our friend Whoopi, you know, we get a couple drinks, we're hanging out. He'll throw on these videos or these songs that he really loves. He'll go through the gamut of like Indigo Girls to Meatloaf to random whatever, and you're just like, you know, okay. But he put on this video, and it was Grace Potter, she sings really well. She plays the you know, the piano very well, and it was Joe Satriani and some other dude I can't remember. And I usually am not a huge fan of Joe Satriani, but he killed it. He's known, like when he came out, Lauren's like, "What band is he in?" And I said, "No." I said, "No." I'm like, "That's Joe Satriani. He is the band." Yeah, like that's what I said because that's what he is. He never had. It's just him, you know, doing his doing his thing. So it was on a Tuesday, incredible. What I don't understand though, and we really have to draw a line in the sand here about. I don't want to be negative on things, but I want to be honest about things.
I find myself with the same conundrum. I don't want to come on the show and be negative,
Yeah.
but I also then don't give me a bad experience.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not the venue's fault, but I don't understand why people buy tickets to a show to go see a band play their music, and during the songs, they're talking the whole song, like through the whole song, they're talking. Like, why? Why would you do that? Why would you do that?
Does the song have lyrics?
I mean, when you're at a show and it's called Experience Hendrix, it's all about the, you know, the noodling and the, you know, it's not so much about the singing, but it's just kind of like super distracting. Like, wouldn't you want to be there and like be in the show?
Not if it's a bad song. What are they talking about?
What were they? I don't know. They're talking about their friggin' portfolios or like, I don't know, something stupid. I have no idea what they're. I can't hear them. It's just like.
Did you have good seats?
We had pretty good seats. Yeah, we did have pretty good seats.
But you have to say that because Dolores is listening.
No. We had pretty good. We were close. We weren't like front row, but we were in the, you know, area up in the front. You know, I can't remember what we were. It might have been like 11 rows back, something like that. I might be making that number up. I'm not sure. But anyway, you know, highlights of it were definitely for me were Johnny Lang because he's got a great voice. You know, he's got a great voice and he's great on the guitar. Taj Mahal, who I never thought I would see, and he's an older dude, so you never know when they're gonna. So it was good seeing him. You know, it's all right. It's true. Facts. You know,
Okay.
Facts of life. But it was a great show, and I'm glad that you've motivated me to, you know, whenever I'm going to these things, I'm like, all right, I got to take pictures. I got to talk about it. You know, it's not just about me now. It's about us.
I mean, the show is called
It's totally
Local.
local. Yeah. So when I go to local thing, I also went to Buenos Aires, the Italian place next door.
Did you take pictures?
I didn't
Right.
take pictures of that.
Yeah.
You know, the food was great. I had lobster ravioli, which I'm sitting there with my in-laws, and I'm like, is this like a childish? Are raviolis like a kid's food?
Yes.
Are they like a child? I had lobster raviolis.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like childish, right?
It is because like when I think of raviolis, I think about what I used to eat. The Chef what is it? Chef Boyardee.
Yeah.
The can. You
Yeah.
pop the top and
Oh,
you pour out
yeah.
the raviolis.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, these are like Italian ravioli. It's good, but it's just like, is this like, am I making a fool of myself?
I mean,
right now?
how many raviolis are they gonna give you? Like 6?
It was a good amount.
You're still gonna be hungry after.
I was good. The only thing was we got grilled octopus and it was too chewy. If you get octopus, and I learned this from a former guest that was on the show, Diana Marie, who is a restaurant consultant, and she's notorious for she'll send stuff back if it ain't perfect. Where I used to be timid, but she taught me the way. I wasn't in charge of this meal, so I wasn't sending anything back. But if you get octopus and it's chewy, it's no bueno.
I don't know.
Buena
I'm not
Sera.
a big sender back. I mean, just
but
sit
you
back,
don't-
just relax and enjoy the food.
Octopus, you gotta grill it right, and it can't be chewy. But
Okay.
aside from that, it was a delicious. I liked it. I liked the lobster raviolis. Everyone had a good meal. Then we just walked a hop, skip, and a jumperoo over right next door to Count Basie, and it was a beautiful thing.
So I will get into what I did for dinner before I went to go see Dane Cook.
Okay, where did you go?
I will say that I was in Little Silver.
Oh, you're not gonna. You know what? Tell me the story, and then I'm going to suggest if it's apropos, if you reveal the name of the place.
Oh, I'm gonna reveal the name of the place because it was a great experience. But I
Oh.
want to talk about I have some bad experiences.
Yeah, that's
but
what I
wanna
thought
talk-
you were.
I know. I
referring
want to
to.
talk about
The
the bad
good
experience
experience.
was not at a restaurant.
Oh, was it?
No.
So you're gonna talk about the good stuff and then get to the bad
I'm
stuff.
gonna talk about all of it when
All
I
right.
get into my Little
All right, I'm
Silver
just
experience.
Ride, Captain Ride, on
So-
your mystery ship.
I went to my first comedy show, and it happened to be Dane Cook. And I thought I remembered Dane Cook being funny.
Mm-hmm.
He had two individuals open for him. The first was Matt Rife, who was like 22,
Mm-hmm.
and the second was Brian Monarch. Now, I don't know if I'm just really conservative.
In what way? Because there's certain ways where you're just not conservative.
I don't know if I'm just getting older,
That's true.
but some of these jokes, or if I'm just
Were they joking about like Snapchat and stuff?
no, they're just joking about things that I find. I don't want to be that guy, but I find them a little offensive.
Ah, what were they joking about?
All kinds of offensive stuff.
I mean,
I
name
mean, it
something
was
that's
funny,
offensive.
but at the same point, like I'm looking around at all these drunk people laughing at the things that are kind of like odd, like and
well,
I'm like,
comedy's supposed to be edgy.
I
If
guess.
people aren't uncomfortable, they're doing it wrong.
Oh well, I was uncomfortable,
Well, then that's what you need. You need at least one person that's uncomfortable.
but they were funny. Actually, Brian Monarch, Matt Rife, who I reached out to, and he actually reached back out to me.
Uh-huh.
That's why you have a Totally Local Instagram account with. Come on, everybody follow so I can
Yeah.
get more
Yeah.
people writing. us
Totally
back.
-- local underscore podcast.
They were good. I had moments where I was like, but they were good. So then Dane Cook comes out.
Mm-hmm.
Now I've been laughing.
The people that come out first should not be funnier than the main guy. I'm just saying.
So I didn't really laugh.
Oh man.
And I need to talk to Mr. Angelo Gingerelli, because I
Mr.
need to
Fifth Round.
know, friend of the show, I need to know how this works. Is this
How do
like,
you laugh?
is this like a skit? Is this something he's memorized and he does the exact same word for word thing every night, everywhere he goes?
I could tell you a thing or two about a thing or two. And I follow a bunch of comedian podcasts. I like watching comedy specials, but you really get to learn more about them by listening to the podcast. And so how it works, as far as I know, is you get a solid, say, 30-minute, 45-minute set where it's like you put these jokes together. It's all constructed. You're working on it. And then if stuff starts to go like a little awry, you have these other things that you could kind of refer to, other jokes that you might fall back on. Like I went and saw Jim Gaffigan at the Count Basie, and at the end of it, he started doing his Hot Pocket joke where he had all this newer stuff, and then I started noticing he started going into older material. I think he was either running out or maybe he thought he was losing the crowd, and he's like, oh, I'll just tell these old jokes that people know. So, and then some people just kind of riff. They're just they have a set thing, and then something strikes them as funny, and they just start going into it. But you feel like he was just what?
He wasn't not funny. He's very much telling a long story.
Mm-hmm.
I just found the story interesting. I wasn't laughing. Oh, sorry, I wasn't laughing. I'm new at this.
Don't touch the cup holders.
I was just more interested in the story and less laughing. However, he did say one thing that made me laugh where no one else laughed, and I laughed to the point where I was pretty sure he was about to call me out because I could not stop laughing.
No way.
He was talking about a stalker that he had, and the stalker, when he finally saw her, he was like, she was ugly. And I'm like, first of all, that's funny because no one actually uses that word anymore. Like, no one is like, you're ugly. And he was like, she was so ugly. She looked like a rock with makeup. And when he said that, I fell out of my chair and I could not stop laughing. First of all, no one calls anybody ugly, and nobody describes anybody as a rock. You look like a rock? Like, is that good? Is that bad? Like, what is a rock?
So you weren't feeling the rest of the show?
I don't know. I think he just kind of made that whole rock thing up. Maybe he didn't. I don't know.
You like a more improvisational kind of a comedian.
Who knows? I don't know. It was my first
experience. We got to go to more. There's somebody who's coming too.
Oh, I know who's coming. You might know who's coming too if you went to the Count Basie after I did.
Who's coming to the Count?
Full House.
Oh yeah, Bob Saget. He's dirty. He tells dirty jokes.
I know.
Yeah, so you might not like that because you're old-timey ways.
No, but I'm going.
There's we got to do, and I didn't want to, I wanted to plan it all out obviously ahead of time, but basically I'll just talk about it on the podcast. I really want to do a totally local, not so local event where we go to Atlantic City and we go see a show and we just do it up. Atlantic City style.
Are we gonna gamble?
We can. I'm not really good at it, so I guess I'll just take like $50 and just blow it.
Are we gonna have cameras?
I think that's the next step. Is that like I'm always like self-conscious about having like selfie stuff going on, but I think we're gonna have to start giving people a little more of a show.
Your wife is a lovely photographer.
Oh, she is.
Who would love nothing more than to follow us around with a video camera.
Boom. There we go. We have a camera lady.
I'm always telling her, like, don't you just want to like record us sometime? Like, what?
I can't remember what show it is. I think it's it's Chris D'Elia. That's
I love Chris D'Elia.
Yeah, I've been listening to his podcast lately, and I don't know what this was. I was just doing, but he's really, his podcast is really good. And Bill Burr, he was down there recently. He's not going to be there for a while, but I think the Chris D'Elia one is in July. Speaking of totally local, he's from New Jersey. You scared the Ming just got his bag.
Ming just scared me.
Jesus.
I didn't hear it.
I mean, I guess I'm facing the... Anyway, whatever.
Somebody make a gif of that.
Yeah, that was hilarious. I'm gonna have to go back and I don't know. Yeah, make a gif out of it. Anyway, so I mean so you weren't feeling Dane Cook?
No, I thought it was great. It was a nice first experience. All three of those guys were entertaining. I was entertained by it. It was over early, so I got to be in bed by 10:30.
Perfect.
So it was a fun night.
Yeah, I think maybe next time too we have to make like a group outing of it, because if you go to a comedy event with me, I'm gonna laugh to the point where you
do laugh a lot.
I like to laugh.
You laugh at things that aren't even jokes.
Well, in my head, it like becomes a compounded, thing. So like, yeah, I might be laughing at things that aren't even no one else is aware of. Which
makes it funnier for me because you're really laughing. You're really laughing.
I love to laugh, so it's unstoppable.
So
out of a 1 out of 10, what would you give the Dane Cook experience?
A 7.5.
Oh, that's not bad.
No.
You chuckled a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, good.
No, it wasn't bad. So when we were at the art show this week, I ran into an old friend who gave me tickets to another event that was happening. Where are you going to go with this?
Don't censor me. I'm not going to say anything bad. What I was going to say was, it's really interesting because I think that if we were going to these things together, people would just think we were on a super hot date. They wouldn't realize that, we're part of a very provocative and on the cutting edge and just an awesome podcast. I think the fact that you go to these things and you're solo and you're taking pictures and stuff, I think that kind of lends itself to people being like, oh, is he some kind of fancy producer of some wonderful podcast?
But I tell everybody, I say I do a show. It's totally local and I'm here to review. And I'll say, I want to speak to the owners and the people who are making things happen because I want the best food and I want want them to know why I'm here.
Yeah.
But I did get, and so funny, I think you might be listening. Jeffrey gave me tickets to the Garden State Film Festival. Thank you very much for that. I had not planned on going, but I did know that it was the 17th annual Garden State Film Festival in Asbury Park this past
Boom.
week. Zoom in. I can't. My arms don't zoom anymore. But it was happening for 7, 8, 9, 5 days.
Uh-huh.
27, 28, 29, 30, 5 days, and he gave me tickets, and I actually managed to go on the last day.
Boom.
So, are you ready for my review of the Garden State
Yeah.
Film Festival?
I had to
Okay.
get up.
So this was my first film festival. I didn't realize that they were short films. I thought I was gonna be like watching an hour and a half film.
Well, isn't it like a mix of short and long, or is it all short films?
I don't know, but
You don't like short films?
I guess I do.
They're just like long films, but they're
So the session that I was at the Berkeley Hotel. It was in the Kingsley Ballroom. By the way, I had never been in the Berkeley Hotel except to have dinner, so I'd never been upstairs. That is a nice place.
It is a nice fancy play. I wish
is
they would
really
open up
fancy.
the bar they had in the basement there was really cool. Anyway, keep going. I'm listening.
So anyone that was there, I was at the BK13 session. Here is a list of. I want you to listen to the names of the short films that were playing, and then I'm gonna ask you a question.
Okay.
Someone Good Will Find You. Blackout. Deer Damage. Fingernail Moon.
Okay.
Generations. Scar. And Operation 747.
They sound like all made up titles to to movies. but
Well,
they're real
I'm
movies.
sure all movies titles are made
I
up.
guess so.
The first one, a little sad. The second one, someone's dying. The third one, cancer. Fourth one, end of the world. Fifth one, cancer. Sixth one, mom is dying. And I got up and I left.
You were so depressed you left.
I don't know if I just was at the death session where all the movies are going to be about death and dying, or if that was the theme of this year. But I didn't want to be there anymore. I said
Well-
there's way better things happening than to watch all of these sad, depressing movies.
If you didn't know, I studied film theory in college. I have my media arts degree, so I watched a lot of experimental film. I watched a lot of old film. I watched a lot of short film and artsy fartsy stuff. And basically, yeah, there's not a lot of fun. They're either just don't want to have fun, or they just don't want to associate with like fun movies. So most of them are pretty depressing.
Well, they weren't bad. Some of them
No.
were very interesting. Some of them were just whatever.
Well made, but
they're-
not it's not like it's going to be like a happy story.
So, and well, they really weren't that happy. One of them was called Blackout, and the most interesting thing about that is the whole movie was about the end of the world. The sun is going to now go out permanently, and it was shot right at Watermark.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow,
So
that's where you
Watermark is.
go? The sun's going out. What do you want? Let's go to
Well, they're
Watermark.
sitting there because they want to watch the last, I
that'd be-
believe, sunrise or sunset or
That'd
whatever.
be nice because you wouldn't be outside. If there's no wind.
I couldn't hear a word they were saying.
Why not?
It was edited in a weird way. I couldn't make out most of what was happening, but it was a really interesting movie. But yes, I had a very interesting experience. The movies were good; they were just really kind of dark. But I would definitely go back, and for anyone that did go, and you happen to come across a movie that was interesting, let us know. I would like to check it out on YouTube. I'm kind of getting into this whole short film thing.
They're fun. They're like regular movies, like I said, but shorter.
Yeah.
That sounds like that's I'm really like the fact that Asbury Park started doing this. I don't know how long it's been around, but I think it's great that people are giving you free things so you can go check out wonderful new experiences.
Keep the free things coming. I will definitely go. If someone is giving me a free thing,
Oh,
I will be there.
okay.
Speaking of free things,
Huh.
I got an email, and I want to read you this email live on the air.
Okay.
So I don't remember what I apparently applied to or for, but I got this email that says, on behalf of the Asbury Park Press and Jersey Shore Restaurant Week, I would like to congratulate you on being one of the 5 winners of the Great Jersey Shore Burger Contest and Craft Beer Fest ticket giveaway. In regards to your prize, blah, 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 I won two tickets. And it will be at Bar Anticipation in Belmar on April 6th. So this weekend from 1 to 4, you and I
must
from
be.
Totally Local Podcast will have VIP tickets.
Oh, wow.
It didn't say VIP, but I know that's what she meant.
That's what they meant, obviously.
And we will be at the Great Jersey Shore Burger Contest and Craft Beer Fest ticket giveaway. Are you excited?
I am. I love a good burger, and I've never been to Bar A, as the kids call it, which when I moved back, everyone was like, "You never been to Bar A?"
Bar A is pretty cool.
I mean, it's like, it's just like, it's before my time, you know? I just didn't, I never, who out of our friends would I go to Bar A with?
Me?
Besides you. There'd be no one else.
Maybe Mike Merrill, friend of the show, Mike Merrill, who
Yeah.
fills in for me when I'm not here.
Yeah, maybe. But, like, I didn't, you know, I never got to go. And then I was, you know, dating Lauren, and now she's my wife. So I never really got an opportunity. So now I can go and have a delicious burger.
Well, it's a contest, so I think we have to eat a whole bunch of burgers.
How does that work? We just have a bite of one, bite of the other?
Just like, yeah, that's how I'm doing the pizza contest.
Pizza Quest.
Pizza Quest. Oh, I like that. Pizza Quest.
I've been calling it Pizza Quest for, like,
I've been calling
ever.
it the pizza contest.
No, it's Pizza. It's hashtag Pizza Quest.
Okay.
This goes back to what I was saying before. I had two in honor of Pizza Quest. I've been searching out different pizza places, and I wanted to really get the pizza ball rolling. So I went to one place, and I didn't think that you could make a bad slice of pizza, but you can. You can make a bad slice of pizza, and I had it, and I was like, wow, this is like, I'm glad that we set the bar so low, because this place, which I don't feel like it's necessary to name the place, you know, but it was no good. And then recently, I went to La Lupa de Roma, and you know the first sign that you're like, this might be a good pizza place is when you walk in and you see an older gray-haired gentleman with a big mustache, and he's on the phone. He's like, so I'm like, this might be good. He was on the phone. Whatever he was either like giving an interview about his life story or ordering a big can of tomatoes. I don't know, but he was just like, so I was like, all right, cool. So I got a slice of pizza from there, and this was a good slice. It was a good slice.
Is it the best slice of pizza?
I need to have more slices to compare it to, but based on the two I've had, this one was great. This is what it comes down to. These things are obvious. You know, the cheese, the sauce, the crust, the consistency of it. You know, and the first place was just so bland, but this, like, I never thought I would notice a sauce before. And the sauce was the first thing that struck me. And then the cheese was like, oh, this is a pretty good cheese. But, it could have been a little hotter, but I mean, that's neither here nor there. As I go on, I would rate it high, but I wouldn't give it like a 10 or a 9, you know, maybe like a 7, you know, maybe an 8. I don't know. I have nothing to compare. Now that I go out, I have to really, I have to start.
Well, I've put something together to help you make your decisions.
Oh, really? Okay.
So, breaking news live on the show.
Okay. Boom. Here it is.
I'm ready to give some updates about Pizza Quest.
Perfect.
Next week, I'm actually going to be revealing the list.
Okay.
Of contestants.
Okay.
I've been working nonstop. Very long nights at Starbucks.
Okay.
Drinking tons of coffee and researching every pizza place in Monmouth County and Ocean County.
Were you like researching Yelp reviews, talking to friends?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have so far. So here are the parameters for everyone who's watching or listening to this podcast. One of the things that we're doing on the show is we are determined to find the best slice of pizza at the Jersey Shore, which consists of
and you're
Monmouth County and Ocean County. Okay, so anywhere in Monmouth County, anywhere in Ocean County, if you have a pizza place that serves sliced pizzas, you are in general consideration for round one.
And if you know anyone or want to recommend anything, please do.
Yeah. So I've completed my Monmouth County list, and all I keep thinking about is I'm gonna have to hit the gym twice a day
Yeah.
for all of this pizza I'm gonna have to
Yes.
eat. There is easily
You,
I'm about the 100 number, and I haven't done Ocean County yet.
no, you
Yes.
can't. We gotta. You can't. How are you gonna have 100 pieces of pizza?
Well, so here's how we're gonna break this down.
You're gonna like have
For
a bite and then throw it out.
Every township, city, area will have up to 2 competing places.
Okay.
So and that's most, but there are some huge, obviously, areas that have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pizza places.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just gonna go by the best rating, unless and any honorable mention. So if anybody were to say, but you really should consider this place, we'll throw them in there as well.
Okay.
So that'll bring our list down to about 40.
Okay, that's manageable.
Yeah.
And
So then 40 for Monmouth County, and then 40 for Ocean County.
I don't think you're gonna get that many good pizza places in Ocean County. Not to crap on Ocean County, but I don't. It's just not as densely populated as Monmouth, so we probably won't have that many.
You know who I'm like thinking might pull this out in terms of a town?
Yeah, what?
Belmar.
Really? The Mar? What do they got going on?
I don't know.
there?
I was just getting good pizza
Belmar.
vibes as I was
Really?
going through all
You were
of their
just hungry
places.
or something.
Maybe.
I've had a couple of their pizza places. You know, delivery is a little different, so we'll have to see. I'm really interested in the head-to-head matchup in Red Bank's very own New Corner Pizza versus Mr. Pizza Slice.
Oh my God, Mr. Pizza Slice. I feel like they're gonna get it.
Well, there's a strong fandom of New Corner. It's split. From who I've talked to, split down the middle. People say Mr. Pizza Slice. People say New Corner. So that's going to be an interesting one. If there are any other pizza places in Red Bank, I don't even think they matter at this point. I think it's down to New Corner and Mr. Pizza Slice.
Well, we will definitely be posting, and you know how we're gonna do it. This is also breaking news. March Madness style with the whole.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not a big fan of college football. You don't like sports, period.
I don't even know how to spell
So
sports.
I can't. It's bracket. It's called a bracket.
Yeah.
We're going to do it bracket style. One for Monmouth County, one for Ocean County, and then each week
Wait
we're
a
going to
second.
narrow down our brackets.
So it's not gonna be that's not we gotta figure out a different way of splitting them. You
No,
can't
it
do
has-
Monmouth versus Ocean.
It has to be. There's too many pizza places.
Well, we just have to randomize it because there's no way that there's better pizza in Ocean County than there is. We're gonna have to randomize it somehow.
The best Monmouth County pizza versus the best Ocean County pizza.
All right. Well, you know what? If that's how you feel like going with it, that's fine. But we're gonna have to, I think, come up too with. I think the categories are gonna have to be like crust, cheese, sauce.
Okay, and only 4 bites.
Only 4 bites.
Can't eat a whole slice of pizza.
I mean, I can eat a whole slice of pizza.
I think like 3 bites of the front and 1 of the back.
Well, you just eat it. You eat at least 4 bites of it. You could finish it off.
You can't finish it off because then you're getting desensitized. You have to be fresh mouth, nice glass of water, nothing in your mouth, a couple of bites, and then that's it.
I think you could have a few bites, write your notes, and then eat the rest of the pizza.
As long as there's no other pizza places you have to try after that.
Okay, that's fine. That's fair.
Okay.
Yeah, you shouldn't be going to more than one pizza place a day. First of all.
Oh, I plan on hitting like 10 up at a time.
You can't. No, I don't want Leo rolling in here. You know what? First of all, I really like pizza. Second of all, I really like pizza.
With sweats from oils and all stuff broken out.
You do become. If you're having 10 a day, that's super desensitized.
Anybody who's listening and wants to help out, once we post the competition, if you want to pick up some for the first round, I'm definitely willing to take some help. You just have to hit 2 of the places, and let me know which ones you like better.
Do you think it should be like the crust, sauce, cheese, and I don't know I don't know why I said 4. I think it's these 3, unless somebody else tells me. But should you do it where it's like I'm gonna base it off of these 3 criteria, and then I'm gonna give each one a score of 1 to 10, and then I'm gonna average them out?
I think we should do like score of 1 to 5.
But on the criteria and then average it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, all right. That's what we'll go with. But La Lupa di Roma, it was really good pizza, but I'm really gonna have to circle back. I think that's what it's gonna come down to too. Is if some of these places, if we start getting narrowed down, we might have to have whoever had it, somebody else has to go in and try it because,
there's gonna be a lot of pizza.
It's a lot of pizza. It's a lot of pizza. Getting tired just thinking about a lot of pizza. Wow. So, on that note,
Yeah.
you did your Red Bank trip, and you got me a little gift.
Mm-hmm.
So, I got you a little gift.
Oh, I like gifts.
So I.
Is it the same gifts I got you?
No, it's not the same gifts.
Is it flowers because it's spring?
No, it's just I recycle any bag I get. So.
All right, live on the show. You're watching this as I'm watching it. Okay. Good.
It's just one thing. I'm not as generous as you are.
Try something nude. I have a new teacup.
From James Vance Studio. He's been expanding his product line, and I loved this mug. So I'm getting myself one. I got one for Leo, and I've this is it's a shameless plug for James Vance, who I adore, and I want to get him on the show, even though he said he doesn't have the voice for it, which I just think is an excuse. But in the meantime, try something nude, people.
Come on, James.
Yeah.
Come on, James. Come on by the show.
Come on by the show.
Try it nude.
Yeah, try something nude on the show.
That's awesome. Thank you very much. I love tea and coffee every day and every night. Anyone who knows me knows that. If you ever want to buy me gifts for people on the show who just love me so much, you can buy me Sleepy Time tea. I will definitely get a lot of use out of this. And
I think it'll make you smile.
I'll try it nude.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you.
We're going to need a picture.
Oh. All right, so shall we get into the creme de la creme?
Yeah, let's do it.
Of the femme de la femme?
Yes.
So we do a segment on the show, and it's called...
Man, new segment.
We do. So can we have some segment music for our segment, Coastline Tour segment? Coastline Tour. Yeah.
Perfect. Nailed it.
This show is so stupid.
No way.
Oh God. All right. Sorry. So we do a little segment on the show called the Coastline Tour, and we started out in Red Bank. I feel like I officially wrapped up Red Bank with this Count Basie series that we did this week. You going to see the Hendrix Experience and me going to see Dane Cook. And so thank you to everybody in Red Bank for that. The people that I met and talked to and that gave me advice on where to go. That was a really great time, but we moved on.
The train has left the station.
It has. And if you're following Totally Local Podcast on Instagram, which is totally_local_podcast, no underscore, then you will know the places that I really loved in Little Silver. We moved up the train to the next stop, which is Little Silver.
Which I didn't think you'd pull it off.
But I didn't. So originally, I was trying to get you to tell me to go somewhere else. I was hoping you would give me permission to check out maybe...
You did. You wanted to go to Seabright. I was like, time out a second. The train does not go to Seabright.
Well, yes, it stops in Little Silver. And I had no idea what was going on in Little Silver, but I didn't think there was going to be much. Well, it turns out there's a lot going on.
Well, epic shouts to Mike Merrill, who he's like, oh, there's this, there's that. He mentioned a couple places. I was like, all right, maybe there is something going on there.
Well, it was little, but it had a lot of life. And I spent 4 days.
Wow.
And probably about 17, 18 hours in Little Silver. I really do feel like I got to learn what's going on in Little Silver.
What's your overall feeling about Little Silver?
Small town, nice people, nice houses. I don't know, cool place.
Little Silver. It sounds like it would have nice houses in it.
Oh, I need a water break.
All right.
How long do you think I'm going to talk without any water?
Oh boy. So Little Silver. Let's start with the bad and get into the good.
So when I do Coastline Tours, I just I may only talk about 3, 4 places, 5 places. I may only post about the things that stand out to me. But I go to every place. I will walk into every store that I do not know what it is. Do
you hand out cards?
I hand out cards. I walk up to everybody, and most of the time, everybody is really, really pleasant.
Okay, all right.
But sometimes, People are not pleasant.
Who was not pleasant?
They are awkward and they are slightly rude.
Awkward is okay because I am awkward, but
Mm,
slightly rude
okay,
I
but
do not stand for
Well,
that.
if you work at a business, especially a local business,
Yeah.
and you're the only one, like this is my shop,
Uh-huh.
you should be pleasant to everybody.
So you walked into a business.
Mhm.
Was it like what could you tell me what kind of business it was? Did you have any
Pet.
Oh. 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 Yeah. Well, what you walked in and what did they say? Get the hell out of here?
No, I walked in and I wanted
you
to
even
know.
have
I
a
had
dog?
so I had my questions ready,
Uh-huh.
and she just had better things to do.
Did she not answer your questions?
She gave me one of these like she took off her glasses.
Was
and
it
just-
busy?
There were 3 people in the store, all of which were very much paying their own mind. They did
Uh-huh.
not need help. No.
So
She was at the register, and I walked up to the register.
and she huffed and took off her glasses.
Yeah. And then she was like, "Do you have a card?" Which I didn't because I had just run out. I had just run out.
She didn't take you seriously, man.
Well,
We need some shirts
so
made
she
up.
gave me a card and it had the owner's email address on it, and so I emailed the owner and I just was like, "I just want to let you know about my experience."
And what did they answer?
And I've never done that before, but I was just like, you know what?
What did the owner write you back or no?
The owner did write me back
What did the
pretty
owner
much immediately.
What did the owner say?
Give me a call if you'd like to discuss this further.
Okay. All right. Well, then let's hold our we'll keep this under wraps, and then you should talk to the.
Do you
owner.
want to call her live on the show?
I don't want to call her live on the show. I don't. I want you to either call her. I think you should call her and let her know what we do. Let her know what kind of show it is, and give her a chance to redeem herself
Okay.
from her horrible.
So we'll be following up with the
What kind of questions did you have that this lady took off her glasses and huffed and puffed and wouldn't talk to you?
the normal questions. How long have you been in business? Is this your only spot? Because now I want to go. If this is your only location, is this your first? Is this the
Yeah.
main? Is this like the flagship?
I think I know what you're talking about too. I think I know the business, and I don't want to say the name because we've brought Nugget there before, and Nugget had a good time, so I don't want to ruin the experience.
Actually, the owner seemed like I did some research.
Uh-huh.
Owner seems like a lovely person.
Okay, well, whoever was there was probably just, maybe she had to have a gallbladder removed and she was just upset or something.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Mm.
Or maybe not.
Maybe not.
Maybe not people.
Okay. So let's talk about some fun things.
Yeah, get into it.
The first place that I want to talk about is a place that I heard about from before I even had decided to do Little Silver.
Uh-huh.
And everyone said to me, well, if you're going to go to Little Silver, then you have to go to Sickles Market.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm saying Sickles.
I think it's Sickles, yeah.
Sickles.
No, it's Sickles. It's
The thing
definitely
about this
Sickles.
place is it reminded me a lot of like a family-owned market. And it kind of threw me back to a place called Union Market that used to be in North Jersey when I was a kid, that you just walk in and they have these just things that you love and things that you want. And
Uh-huh.
they take time with their displays. Everybody is friendly. Everybody has like, here, try this sample of this. And I'm going to make fresh homemade donuts right now. You can watch it. And
Wow.
it was just a lot of local things. If you like, your local honeys and all that fun stuff, local vegetables, definitely want to go to Sickles Market.
Mhm.
Now,
Mhm.
why do I love Sickles Market?
Why do you love
If
Sickles
you
Market?
have been to my house,
Uh-huh.
and many have,
Uh-huh.
then you know I love plants. I keep buying them because 50% of them always die. I don't know how to take care of plants. I just figure just throw a bunch of water at them, put bright lights on them,
That's not how it
and
works.
either if they live, then they're meant to be here. So I just keep buying them and keep buying them. And then I walked into their garden department and I realized plants need lots of different things.
They need, some of them too much light, some of them not enough light, hot, cold, water, no water, cactus, not a lot of water.
Every plant had its own little section and somebody to tell me all about what I'm doing wrong.
I gave you a plant. Did my plant that I...
Dead.
Oh, man.
That plant didn't even last like 2 weeks.
Oh,
That was really, really
man.
beautiful, though. Thank you.
Oh,
I
man.
think it was my birthday.
It was something. It
Oh,
was
speaking
something.
of birthdays, it's Mr. Whoopi's
It
birthday.
is. Happy birthday, Whoopi.
Brian Wischusen, happy birthday.
We'll be talking to you later.
He's turning 65.
He looks great.
I know. Anyway, so I will definitely be back to this place. If you are interested in maybe starting a garden, if you have plants, if you're looking to get more into plants, I like plants that are little that I can grow and make my own. I don't want to get an adult plant already. It's like I don't want an adult kid moving in my house. I want to have
an
a baby.
adult dog. I want
Like
a puppy.
So definitely check out if you need plant supplies or just advice is a great place to go. But listen, homemade donuts for me. So the people at
Homemade
Siggles Market
donuts.
have also been really kind to us. They've been in correspondence with us and had nothing but nice things to say. So thank you for
Nice.
the time and for the kind words. And I will definitely be back.
Wow. That sounds great.
That
I don't
sounds
even
great.
know. I've heard of Sickles. I don't know exactly where they are in Little Silver, so I'll have to look that up.
It wasn't too hard to get to, and it's actually a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. So definitely, if you have nothing to do on a Saturday morning, want to swing by there, check them out.
All right, we'll do.
Next
Okay,
place.
okay,
Ready?
Yeah.
Are you want me to talk about some food now?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. So there's this place called Turning Point,
Mm-hmm.
and you may know them because they're all around the New Jersey area.
Yeah, it's like a New Jersey kind of.
Yeah, but they have their flagship, their very first Turning Point is in Little Silver.
Is it really?
Mm-hmm.
I did not know that.
And there's a line, and there was a line out the door on a rainy day to get in there. And so I walked in and I said, "How long's the wait?" And she said 20 minutes. And I said, "I guess I'm going to have to wait because you always wait when there's a line out the door. That means
Yeah.
the food is going to be amazing." And the food was
It's
amazing.
a good spot.
It was. I had a flight of pancakes.
What is a flight of pancakes? Sounds.
It's just
Delicious.
lots of pancakes. Different kinds of pancakes. It was really good. They're doing fresh press juices. I had that really good. Lots of different takes on creative ways to make coffee drinks, which I also had that. Very good. And they're really friendly. Lots of young kids working. And I like the young kids because they have smart mouths, but then they're really also friendly. Typical Jersey.
Uh-huh.
And so it was a really great place to go after the market.
Okay. Perfect.
So,
Little Silver.
check
Wait, you're painting a beautiful day here. You know, you go, you have breakfast, you go to Sickles. Like
Mhm.
it's a beautiful. Sorry to interrupt.
No, it was a beautiful day.
Yeah.
Because see, the pet thing happened first,
Good.
so then all of these things just like made me forget all about pets.
I just can't believe you'd walk in and somebody would be that like you're in a business, you represent a business, and they would have the gall to be like taking off their glasses and looking at you and being like, "Here, talk to me." Oh. Ugh. People are
Ugh.
yeah, it's just disgusting.
All right, there's this really interesting park in Little Silver. It's called Memorial Park,
Mm-hmm.
and it kept catching my eye because I had to drive past it to get in and out of the places that I was going. It's very small, but I pulled over and I walked through it, and I realized it's a memorial park for everyone who has participated in one of the great wars: World
wow.
War I, World War II, Vietnam, Korea War. And the list of names on the memorials are pretty long,
Is it people from Little Silver?
all from Little
Oh,
Silver.
wow.
Yeah, it's totally it's really cool just to kind of spend a moment from the craziness of being in a town and like downtown and just, I got to go here, I got to do this, just to take a moment and walk through this really cool green park that in the spring will blossom and be even more beautiful, I'm sure. A little bridge, a little creek running through it. So it was definitely one of the kind of quiet moments where I can take in the town and kind of appreciate what these people who have given, they give everything
Yeah,
for us
for
and
the
so
country.
yeah, and so I definitely took a moment to honor them. There's this place that I heard about in Little Silver called, I'm gonna say it wrong, Diomede. Diomede, it's a restaurant.
Oh, I thought it was Diomede.
I walked in the first time and I wasn't sure where it was,
Mm-hmm.
and I said, "Is this a restaurant?" And he said, "Yes."
You couldn't tell from the outside.
No.
That's not
And
a
he
good
said, one of the fun parts about owning this restaurant, I was talking to the owner, is finding the restaurant. People always have a hard time finding it. So that's part of their running joke with this restaurant is what's the name, where is it? But if you can find it, you're going to have a really good experience. You know the food is good when they're bringing out courses to you on the house just for you to get started.
Diamede.
When I walk into a restaurant and you take my drink order and you bring me my seltzer with lime, which is always what I drink, you bring me my seltzer with lime and a fried dumpling on the house because you just want me to get ready for this experience. Oh, this is going to be good food.
What kind of food is it?
It's seafood. So it's a seafood store right next door. It's a family-owned business. So they have the seafood store. You can go in and get whatever fish that you want. And then next door they have a restaurant. And it's kind of like the Italian seafood style. So I had scallops. I had Szechuan shrimp. I had pork tenderloin. And a bunch of different sides. All of the food was really good. And I had what they call their ocean view. So I had a window right by the street. So I got to see the cars in the parking lot.
Beautiful.
And it was really great. I will say this about this place. And I had been in there about 3 times over the few days I was in Little Silver. The people are great. They're friendly. They're fun. And they just seem to like what they're doing. They know what, hey, and the menu changes every day.
Wow.
I love when a menu changes every day because every time you go, you can try different things and
Yeah, they
different
gotta change
specials.
it up if it's fresh, seafood. Then boom.
But
I don't know.
nothing compares to Gray's.
Oh.
Gray's, and I know that you're listening. I love you.
Graze, spelled Graze.
Yeah.
Like graze, like you're grazing because it's like a paleo?
Locally sourced. They're about using all of the animals. So they will take let's say they'll take a pig and they're going to use every bit of that pig and make different items, different food. They have when you go in, it's a hidden space, right? So you don't really realize what you're about to walk into. It's amazingly styled with this rustic style, art all over the place. And in the middle of the restaurant, there's a butcher block where the owner, Junior, who came out and talked to me for 30 minutes before I even ordered anything, he said that about every month or two, he hosts a butchering, I'm sure I'm saying right, butchering session where they take an animal and they show you how to cut it and butcher it. And I will definitely be reporting on this show.
Wow.
For one of those classes. It's $50. Learn how to butcher your own animal.
You can go out,
and he
catch
has
it.
tapas and wine, so you can have some wine while you're cutting off a bull's balls. It is absolutely a really cool place, but sometimes it's beyond the decor. Sometimes it's beyond the food. The people there, the energy of the people there, Junior, lovely people. I was there for probably 2 hours because I just was having a great time. Everybody is interesting. Everybody has something to say. And, I asked Junior, I said, what should I eat here? What should I try? What's the special? And he said, well, the octopus is really good. Everyone loves that.
Did you try it?
Oh, yeah.
Was it
Oh,
chewy?
yeah. It was perfect.
Yeah, see?
He brought me out 7 different courses, special. He was just bringing stuff out. I didn't order anything. He just wanted me to sample lots of different things that he had going on. Everything was amazing. Check out our Instagram, totally_local_podcast to see pictures of all of this food, pictures of this restaurant, and definitely swing by Gray's if you have some time. It's not too expensive. All of the food is great. He's working on and also, Junior, I want to say for anybody who's listening, I had a page full of notes. I was writing notes, asked to borrow a pen. I walked out of there and my paper flew away. And all of my notes flew away. And so I apologize. I had so many more things I want to say. Go on Sunday, kids under 10 eat free.
What?
Check out Gray's. Check out their website. Check out them on Instagram. Gray's with us. Great people. They will give you the best experience. I felt like a king while I was there. So thank you so much to everyone at Gray's. And that is my Little Silver Week report.
Yay! Little Silver, who knew?
Yes.
See, that's what I love about Totally Local. Is just you never know where these colorful characters are gonna come out of.
You never know.
And it's Little Silver. Some of them were colorful in a negative way. Some of them were colorful in an ultra awesome positive way.
Overall, I would totally rate Little Silver a 10.
Oh wow! There you go, Little Silver. You're
Mhm.
welcome.
So you're welcome. So this leaves a very interesting conundrum we find ourselves in on this show.
What? Oh, where do you go next?
Where do we go next?
You're betting on the ponies, my friend.
That's
That's you want to go the Monmouth Coastline, you go the Monmouth Coastline.
Okay.
And next stop is the track.
Monmouth Park.
Yeah.
I don't know that counts.
I think it definitely counts. What are you talking about? It counts.
No, I think the whole idea of Totally Local is we're visiting towns. We've done Red Bank. We've done Little Silver.
No. You
Monmouth-
said you were gonna take this is Totally Local is about local places, and you said you were gonna take the Coastline tour, and the next stop on the Coastline tour is the track. So we're betting ponies, my friend.
No, wait. But wait.
Betting
Wait.
ponies.
I think that you're thinking about this
Betting
too literal
ponies.
because the stop is at Monmouth Park
There's nothing else
for
there.
people who live in Oceanport.
There's nothing. Listen,
Oceanport, here I come.
You're going to the track. We're going to the track.
So I'm going to Monmouth Park. That is
Yeah.
the next stop on the ocean on the coastline tour.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So then my next report will be on a what is Monmouth Park?
Monmouth Park is a racetrack where you bet the ponies.
Can I get in?
Yeah, why wouldn't you be able to get in?
I don't know,
They
like
take all-
membership only.
No, they love gamblers. They take any degenerates that want to spend money on horses. There's a restaurant within the it's called like the Blue Grotto or something. It's like within the premises of the. You know what? There's research. Well, we're gonna do a little research, and we're gonna find an event to make sure that there's actual horses being run around the track, because sometimes they just have people just sitting there watching screens and betting, which that would not make for a great experience.
All right. Well, I guess I will be at Monmouth Park,
Monmouth Racetrack, yeah.
not Oceanport,
I don't think. I mean, I don't.
not Monmouth Beach. Are you sure?
Not definitely not Monmouth Beach. You're taking the train to go somewhere. Okay, you're not gonna walk from Little Silver to Seabright. No, going on the train, going to the places. Monmouth Park is where it says it stops, and that's where you get off, my friend.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I will be at Monmouth Park betting on horses and smoking cigarettes. Is that what they do?
That's definitely what they do. That's definitely what they do.
I'm gonna smoke a pack of cigarettes.
Ooh,
What do they drink? I feel like they drink like
cheap beer.
40s.
No, they drink cheap beer.
What are we drinking at Monmouth Park?
We're gonna do research. We'll go. Maybe I'll go with you on this one.
Oh, now you want to come with me on a slow slide
I feel like you might need some.
You want to bet some ponies?
You might need some help on this one.
Genuine? Is he going to be there?
Jump on it. So I think that's it.
I think that's it.
All right, cool. Till next time, guys. We'll talk to you. We'll talk to you then. And just hold on a second. Hold
Okay.
your horses.
This is something you're supposed to have ready to
I
go.
thought I did. I thought I had it ready. Listen, usually I have the little iPad thingy out there,
Okay.
but you know. Thank you, Leo. Thank you to me. Thank you to Ming and a Shared Universe Podcast Studio. As always, this is the Totally Local Podcast, and we'd like to thank you all for listening and watching and enjoying. And check us out on Instagram at totally_local_podcast and Facebook. Just search for us. You'll see us.
And
there.
the website,
And the website, totallylocalpodcast.com.
where you can watch all of our episodes.
All of them are up there. All right. Till next time, guys. I'll see you.
Bye bye.